exciting week we've had this week. We've had a great event followed by the unlock of Darth Nihilus. Today joining me we have Ranger from Reality Skewed Gamers.
The dark side is getting stronger.
Thank you very much for that. So what have you been up to this week,
You're
Ranger?
welcome. Well, we had the stream, which is always keeping us busy. And then the events, man, I got to say, I feel for you if you don't have Sith, especially Maul. I'm sure we'll get into that. But yeah, man, just making some changes to the old PvP team going dark side.
Cool. And returning again for another episode is Warrior from Team Instinct. How are you doing today, Warrior?
Excellent, man. How are you guys doing?
Good, man. I'm good. Are you tired? Because you're always up these
Oh,
early mornings.
I just woke up, just trying to dump some coffee down the gullet, so I'm ready to do some of this.
What have you been up to this week, Warrior?
This week has been the quality of life, and it's been focusing on the all of the improvements in the game that have nothing to do with the game itself, as far as like the characters and stuff, but really just improving the overall usability of the application that plays the game for you. So, anything that makes the game more logical, they're trying to improve upon. Some of the improvements you may not see value in, that's okay, and some of them you may, but it's just nice that they're trying to go back and rework characters and fix some of the game navigation and some of the enhancements, and so I'm just glad they're focused on that.
Oh,
But I
definitely,
haven't
yeah.
unlocked Nihilus yet.
Oh,
I know
no.
Nihilus came out. No, well, I just woke up and the event went live. The events always go live at like 2 in the morning for me, so I'm asleep. I don't stay up till 2 to record that stuff. And then of course I got a full day of work today because I don't know if you guys know or not, but I'm in retail sales. So President's Day sale for United States right now is huge. So
Gotcha.
working 15-hour days, and my family's not too happy when I spend the last 2 hours of my life on a video, but I do. This is what I look forward to every single week.
Definitely.
I
It's
That,
love this
that and
Jedi
coffee.
Academy.
that and coffee, yeah.
Well, I have to have that.
Well, yeah.
And we've got, again joining us, we have the famous, the one and only Bella. How are you today,
Oh,
Bella?
yeah, I'm good, actually.
What have you been up to this week?
Yeah, Nihilus, looking forward to the Nihilus event. It was more easy than I thought, but on the other side, assault battles is still on. So these are the things I've been doing. I've been upgrading my fist, and yeah,
Awesome.
the usual stuff.
Good to hear. And we also have with us today is Mike. Say hello to everybody, Mike.
Hi, everybody. Thank you very much for having me on here.
So,
I feel
yeah,
Yeah,
so
Mike,
you're
why
like
don't
a
you just
regular
tell
in
us a
our
little bit
chat.
about yourself?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. You're a regular in our chat. What do you do?
Start from birth.
from birth. Okay. Yeah,
Yeah, till now.
it happened.
Right.
The UK celebrated by winning the World Cup.
Right. Okay. Like what I hear so far.
um, just okay. So for me, Star Wars happened when it first came out in the cinemas, and I was a kid, and I was just blown away by the opening scene. Um, and I've ever since Star Wars has been there for me. I'm gutted. I used to have the playing cards that formed the picture and everything. All of that has been and gone through, through growing up. But saw this. I saw this. I saw the game advertised through another game I played, and that's it. I mean, my PlayStation gathers dust now. It's this game.
Spot on. That's
This
touche, mate.
game, the communities. It's fabulous. I'm loving it. I feel very privileged and humble.
I wish I could play it on my Xbox though. That would be quite cool.
Oh, ships.
Yeah.
If they could do something with ships, yeah.
I
No, I fully
uh,
agree with that.
I mirror mine to my TV sometimes, and I'll play arena battles on a 55-inch screen TV. It's fun.
Can imagine. I don't know how you'd even mirror it, but it's probably something I'd have to look into because it sounds pretty cool. So, Mike, what are you currently doing? So, you do a lot of YouTube videos. So, you are a YouTuber for Galaxy of Heroes. Did you want to tell everybody about that?
Yes. I so my channel's more of a vlog, if that's how I pronounce it, a vlog, whatever. I get asked a lot, will I do suggestions and and give my advice on stuff. I'm immediately turn around and say, you go see Smithie. He knows what he's talking about. Me, I'm more of a mic smash sort of player. I just love the offense, and if I can run a team with no tanks or anything and just go all out attack, that's it. Currently, I'm working on my first order. Just with their light kind of brightening up. I've zeted Phasma. I'm thinking Kylo's going to have to be next just to make them viable. But them, and of course I'm running Nihilus in Arena, and so much fun.
He's awesome, isn't
he? Yeah. Cool. I'm loving Siths.
Definitely. So, for you guys, if there's any newcomers out there, that how this actual show works is that you throw us questions, we answer them. The better the question, the more in-depth the question, the more in-depth answer that you're going to get. So the first question that we've got today is from Hans. Do you guys know how Nihilus lead will affect Dooku's Zeta? Who would like to take this question? Warrior, you've seen and played around with Dooku, haven't you? With his Zeta on him?
Nope, I actually have not, and so that's why I've been quiet.
I was like,
Dooku is one of my 2 Sith that still aren't leveled up and geared up yet. I know he's been reworked, and so I know he's amazing, but I personally have never used him in the game ever. I remember when we first started, everybody had Dooku and they loved him, and he was so annoying to hit me 4 times in a row and ability block, and I was of course using Luminara when I first started. I hated him. I hated him with a passion, so I vowed I'd never, ever put any energy into him. And then, of course, they rework him, so I'm going to eventually get him up. But at this point, he's like Gear 6, I think, and you can get almost any character Gear 6.
Fair enough. So, I think I know the answer to it, but I'll let any of you guys, if you wanted to put any input in.
I'm trying to think of how Nihilus Zeta would affect, or Nihilus would affect. Let me make sure I get the question right. Dooku's Zeta?
Yeah, so let's go over the details. So pretty much what Nihilus lead is, it kind of takes the protection and turns it into kind of like a health pool. So there's no protection on the characters.
Right.
Dooku Zeta is a protection regain. So in my opinion, that would not work because there's no protection to regain. However, the Nihilus lead cannot be healed. So it has a healing or a hybrid healing immunity where it can only be lifesteal. So I think Dooku would be irrelevant. It wouldn't work. His Zeta would not work where he's regaining protection. I could be wrong. It could be bugged. But in my opinion, there's no protection to regain.
Yeah, I don't. That's why I was sitting there like, I don't know how that worked. I didn't want to just say something and be completely wrong because it's a really good point. I don't know how that would translate.
So it probably won't work, but it could. Unless we've seen it, unless we try it, then we'll know for sure. But my first opinion on it is there's no protection to regain because they don't have protection. So the protection should be blocked. So there should be no protection regain whatsoever because it's all health. And then the health, they can't be healed because they can only be healed by a lifesteal from their attacks. So
right.
Yeah.
I can see, in theory, it being, like you said, kind of bugged, though, and it gaining a little protection because of his ability and then instantly being converted to health once it's acquired. because of Nihilus. So, you gain a little and then converted, gain a little converted, gain a little converted, because you still have that bar. That bar exists. And so it depends, I guess, on how they coded it and how they intended for it to work. And I'm sure that's not how they intended it for it to work, but it wouldn't be a huge advantage even if it happened, but it would be an advantage that, it's interesting. It's an interesting concept. You'd have to play it out. And honestly, until I play with characters, a dozen times with all their abilities, it's real hard to fully grasp kind of the full effects and the full abilities of those.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Makes you wonder whether it's worth actually putting a Zeta onto Dooku. I mean, I ran a full Sith in some of the earlier Nihilus events, and Dooku's crazy. I mean, he's getting 15k health regain just through a double strike.
Well, that's it. Yeah. I still can't see it with Dooku how he fits. There's going to be teams out there that are going to be better for Dooku. More or less going to be like a potentially a Darth Vader Zeta because of the double attack.
I think we're going to have some big counter teams. You're going to have like Zeta 5s, Isla, Dooku, throw GK in with his retribution, and you're just not going to want to hit that button once, are you? It's gone quiet.
Very quiet.
Yeah, it's real quiet. It's like an AT&T commercial. I'm waiting for the pin to drop.
Yeah, I mean, I've just going through my Galactic War recently. I'm hitting a lot of counter teams again. They seem to be. Oh no, maybe it's the AI putting.
Hey guys, I've got a technical problem at the moment with my mic and OBS, so I'm just trying to fix it right now.
something about the packs, but I fear because I had to start the call again.
I'm asking.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I've asked.
So I had to start the call new, so I'm not sure, Warrior, if you already said everything for the packs.
Well,
I was talking to nobody.
Ah,
Yeah,
okay.
apparently.
So I was just saying that it's basically the same
Hold on,
price.
guys. They're
Nearly.
saying they still can't hear us. Hold on. Let's figure this out first. So you keep that in your head, Bella. And someone said yay sound. Well, sound is back now. Okay, so I think they can hear us.
Cool.
Let's see.
So yeah, if you wanted to start all that again.
Okay, there we go.
Just tell them to see if they can hear Bella, and then let Bella start on the packs. That's where we'll go. Okay, let's do it.
Okay.
Good.
Bella here. Anyone here can hear me?
Yep.
Okay, cool. I was just saying that basically it's nearly the same price as the Krennic packs because you got 2 character charts and here you get 1, which is in a way maybe better because maybe you plan just to build up 1 and the Krennic was just the guaranteed Omega, but in combination it's 400 crystals cheaper, so it's not so much cheaper, not such a such a big difference. It's still expensive for 5 shards because all people I talked to just got 5 shards.
So I haven't played the event yet. Is it correct that they leave you 10 shards shy of a 4-star?
Yeah, yes.
So they're trying. Which is $20 a piece. So they want you to pay $20 just to get a character up 1 more star.
Yeah, I just did, and both were 5, and I got a 4-star. I wonder how that works. I didn't get any more than 5 shards.
I'm not doing that, dude. I'm sorry to say, but
I just wanted to test it out just for reference. I had some.
Yeah.
I just wanted to test it so I can tell everybody what was the actual result while we're doing this stream. And yeah, interesting. We were 10 away, so I bought 2 packs thinking, because it says 5 to 30, there must be a chance to get 30.
So because of that, you'll buy 1.
I got
you'll
5.
buy 1 automatically. You'll buy 1 automatically for the chance, and then you get it, and you get 5, and now you're only 5 away. So you're like, well, screw it. I already spent 1,200 crystals. I got to do it again, or 1,300 crystals. I got to do it again. So they get you on that. Like I said, I'm not opposed to them making money, and I'm not opposed to people who spend money, and I'm not opposed to waiting for 2 or 3 months to farm free to play. I guess my issue is value. I'm in sales. That's all I do for a living. I've sold $130,000 of my product this month alone. I know what I'm doing, and when I see something that there is not the value piece is missing, it just bothers me to my core because I have to provide value every single time I have a customer or they don't buy, and I have to get them to see the value. And 2 things: 1, they're not working real hard at trying to get us to see the value on the PR side. As far as like telling us what it is and why it's worth it and all. They're not selling these packs at all, which I think they're not doing on purpose. And 2, I can't see the value. Yeah. I just can't. I mean, 5 shards for $1,300. You're talking $10 for 5 shards or $2 a shard. I can't justify when I need, nearly 300 shards, $600, because that's what it's going to cost you, $600 essentially in real money to get a character, when they're just going to turn around in the next month and release more characters, and the next month they're going to release more characters, and I'll just wait to farm. Now if you're a super whale, then whatever, but you know what you're getting yourself into. You better know what you're getting yourself into. I just even with my whale status, I'm looking at it going, I wish I saw a better value. If it was 1,300 shards or 1,300 crystals and it was a guaranteed 30 or a guaranteed 20, the value was there a little more, and there was some like bonus gear, or whatever. But like I said before, I think they should sell packs as a star pack. You want to get this character to 4 stars, it's 800 crystals, and it gets you 10 shards and all the gear to get to gear level 4. You want to buy the 5-star pack, you buy a 5-star pack. It gets you all the shards you need to get to 5 stars, plus all the gear to get to like gear 7. You want the 6-star pack, it gets you to gear 9, and the 7-star pack, and then they could get your $600 incrementally that way still. But for those people who want to get it up, kind of speedily halfway, and then they want to work the rest of the way, they could. Plus, you could make some characters that are not going to be viable by at least getting them to 5 stars, before you spend any time gearing them up. But anyway, I'm not part of their marketing team, and I don't get anything from them, so I try to maintain my independence as far as my thought process goes. So yeah, that's my 2 cents on the packs.
I think they should put something in for first buy, like they did with the Kylo pack, where you got a value. You knew you would get something. Also thought they could put in a beta material or something.
I'm wondering. I started up a mini-me account. It's level 57 or something. When I unlocked Greedo, I was offered for a fixed amount that I could promote him up to gear level 4, a one-time only deal. I'm just wondering whether that's kind of in the background like somewhere
or something like that.
Yeah, and that you might get that. We noticed that you have a 4-star Inway for $900. You can have a 5-star.
I'm really disappointed that
maybe not quite that much.
No, I really like Warrior's idea about the chance per the star level you want to pay money for. That actually is pretty ingenious.
You guys can hear me,
yeah? Yeah, it is, but it takes the gamble out, doesn't it? It's a certain.
I was wondering too if all the characters that are new are just pay to play, because the Rogue One were like this, the Krennic was like this, and now the Nihilus characters are like this. I think they should in between have some other characters that are free. You have to work for them, okay, but they should be free, because otherwise it's a little frustrating.
Yeah,
I was really disappointed
for the community
with this
who wants to play free to play.
It's segregating, isn't it? It's the haves and have not. Sorry, not the haves, have nots. It's the spends and the, like you say, the frees to pay.
Yeah.
I was really disappointed.
To be fair, I think that they're giving every single character moving forward to every person that plays the game. That is a precedence that's never been in this game. Before, you guys, if you weren't spending money, would have to sit there and all willy-nilly wait for 6 to 8 months in hopes of one day getting him be able to farm. And then when it does go to farm, it goes to a high node, and really you don't get him for a year. So the fact that they're giving you Sith Assassin and Sith Trooper and Krennic and Death Trooper and all these at 3 stars or 4 stars right off the bat is much more generous than it used to be. And then you can farm for gear just like you always do. You could farm all that gear up over the next 2 to 3 months. It's going to take you 2 to 3 months to gear them up and make them viable anyway. We all know characters in Arena must be at gear 10 or 11. And so by the time you get done as a free to play gearing that character so you can switch him into your Arena team, he's going to be farmable at that point, and you'll be able to start farming the star rate at the end. You'll be able to work on stars last and everything else first. So they've allowed you to have this development cycle that's just kind of reversed, whereas whales are going to develop the character as fast as they can regardless. So they're going to get their star level up a little more, but they're paying to get that star level up right away. So I don't think the rotational thing is a bad thing, and how they have it kind of conveyor belted where everybody gets them, and then you can gear them, and there's this 6-week window where they get to strip all the money from everyone who has it, and then it goes into chromiums, and then they take the dolphins, and then after 6 weeks it goes, and free to play gets to get the starring themselves. I think that's all right, that aspect. What I still have a problem with is if you want to be a dolphin or if you want to be a whale, you should be able to spend money on something you see a value in. And that's my problem. I'm still not seeing a value, so I'm not spending my money on it. It's that's my hang up. I mean, if I wanted to spend $100 today to get Nihilus up, and even if it only got me a 5-star, Gear 6 Nihilus, there's a temptation there. There is no temptation for 5 shards. There's just not.
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. You probably didn't hear me before. I've been talking for ages, and it's. I don't think.
We were ignoring you like normal. Oh, I mean, you're coming in clearly now.
Okay, cool. So, yeah, I've had some real big difficulties with OBS that's been kicking me right down. So, hopefully, that's okay now. I haven't got my normal headset on. I'm having to use some kind of like Samsung headphones to talk through. But I think all in all is good. But yeah, I was really disappointed that they've given me a 3-star Nihilus 10 shards less than what it is to unlock him. What is that about? That is.
Yeah, so you have to spend money. I just did for all you on TV land.
Yeah.
So now you know the truth.
I'm disappointed. I was really excited for Nihilus. I'm still going to run him at 3 stars because he's still viable, but.
Well, I've got a 4-star now, so we'll talk afterwards so you can tell me what to gear him with or mods and stuff. I'll become your friend and you can live vicariously through me, Smithie.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
That's what I'm here for. I'm here on Sundays. Tip your waitresses.
Cool. Well, what questions were we up to? So did you guys answer any of the questions? Because I know that we got cut off with the Sidious question asking if he would heal under a Nihilus lead. I'll quickly go over
we
that.
Answered all those. We did the pack one. It was like the first couple of questions. So if you want to go after that, that's where all the questions are.
Yeah, sweet. I'll go on the Nihilus one, the Nihilus Sidious one, because I don't think they would have heard you because it didn't show on OBS that there was any sound coming through. But yeah, no, his heal won't work.
People are just now complaining there's really bad audio.
It could be Smithie's headset. It's cracking a little bit. So.
Let's have a look.
Smithy.
Let me see if you can still hear me.
We hear you fine.
Yes, we hear.
There's a little static and stuff, but it's.
Right. That should not. Oh, I don't know. Let's try this again. Right. That should be okay now because I've only got 2 inputs. I believe there was 3 inputs of sound going through. Right, so let's go on to the next question, which I'm going to go through. We went over the Sidious one, which it won't work because it's not a half steel, so his unique should not work whatsoever. That's not my mic, by the way, because I can hear it. Let's
I
have
keep mine on mute normally.
Yeah, so if I can hear it, then it's not me, and I'm not moving with my mic either. Let's have a look.
Mine's on mute.
Right, let's have a look. So I'm just going through the questions. So you went over the packs. Do apologise about this, guys. Let's have a look. So there's a question about on Reddit. Reddit has a post saying that Nihilus lead has destroyed crit mods everyone has farmed. Agreed or not, and why? What would you guys say about that?
Why would they be destroyed?
Yeah.
No, I do not agree with that.
No, I guess. Yeah, I guess the difference being is it's the same as all characters. You know, you're not going to put the same mods onto the same characters at all. You could decide to put offense mods on Nihilus. You could even put health mods on Nihilus. The crit chance, the crit damage aren't needed in that leadership, but you don't have to run him. You know, you don't have to run him as a leader. You could use somebody else. But yeah, they're going to be useless for that character. But there's loads of mods out there that you wouldn't put, like for defense, for an example. You wouldn't put defense on, say, Wigs and Wedge. Wedge and Big, sorry. So you're not going to put that on them then. So I just think it's just a different approach to the game to make more mods relevant as well. So you could then farm them or use them if you've got them.
I'm running potency and offense with my Nihilus.
Fair dues. But We're going to go to the next question. Have you guys got any other input on that question before I move on? Or you, Bella?
No.
Just know you're going to mod every character different, and all they're saying is with him, it's a moot point to put critical chance, critical damage because of his abilities. So, you don't need to. It's just like this. I have a Jin Urso, and she gains potency on every critical hit. So putting potency mods on Jin is ridiculous because she'll be at 100%, 1,000% in the Rancor on potency because every time she hits it goes up 10%, 10%, 10%. So why would I be an idiot and put that on there? I can, I just shouldn't. And so with him, he's the only character right now that really critical chance and critical damage makes no sense, and they're just giving you the heads up. It doesn't mean every bit of farming you did is worthless. You're throwing the baby out with the bathwater there. You gotta know that every character is different. They're just saying this one character, don't use these two sets, and that makes sense because we all put certain sets on certain characters, and we don't put certain sets on certain characters. It doesn't make them irrelevant.
Definitely, and you don't have to run him as a lead. Heal immunity will work against his leadership like it would in the Rancor. So Darth Sidious, Kylo Ren is going to affect healing immunity. Health steal. So they will affect health steal. So,
the First Order as well. I mean, their first 2 rounds they're immune crits.
Yeah, definitely.
And whenever they have advantage up, so I mean, it's unfair to put it all down on Nihilus. I mean, it's been coming into the game for a while now.
Definitely. So the next question we've got is, how do you prevent the ship reshuffle when you star up a ship? To my knowledge, this is a bug.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do right now until they fix it.
I think so. It's like a bug. They move down. The ship you upgrade moves down.
Yeah, it's a weird bug, but I'm sure they'll fix it soon. Hopefully.
You have to. The only thing you can do is check your squad before you start.
I was going to say, count to 5 and look at your squad whilst counting. Make sure it's still the same.
Yeah. I normally, when I upgrade, is just go into a battle straight away. It's
Snap.
the only thing you can do. So, our next question that we've got. Now we have our hands on Nihilus. How strong do you think the Sith Trooper is going to be with a combination of his retribution and house steal of a Nihilus leader? Who wants to take up this one? So, okay, the question: how strong? So now we have Darth Nihilus. How strong do you think Sith Trooper is going to be with a combination of his retribution and the house steal of a Nihilus leader ability?
I think it'll be okay. I don't think it's going to be anything earth-shattering. Looking at all the abilities and stuff, I mean, it'll be nice, but I don't think it's something that, actually, the 2 new characters, Sith Assassin actually impresses me more than the actual Trooper does.
Yeah.
But I could be wrong.
Well, I guess with the house steal, how it's going to work is you're getting when you Zeta him, you're getting 150% back as a house steal for what damage you do. Sith Trooper doesn't do that much damage on his basic, does he? So,
Tanky.
Yeah, so it's not going to be that great. And the issue you've got with a Darth Nihilus lead is it's slow. You're going to need to have Sith Assassin for that turn meter game.
And unless you've spent a lot of money, you're running up with what? 3
Bella,
or 4-star characters?
It's your mic that keeps crackling.
Yeah, it is yours, Mikey.
Not Mike. Was it Bella? Someone's mic's out of that. Keeps crackling.
Maybe it was me.
That's okay. If you can't hear it, then it's probably going to be the person that can't hear it. But it keeps crackling. So it may be that you're moving it. That's all that. I don't know. Sorry, carry on.
I think we covered the question. Probably move on to the next question.
Anything you wanted to input on it, Warrior?
My only thought is if you're going to run Sith, they're going to be effective if you can protect them, but if you can't protect them, they're worthless as like anything else. So you're going to want to run a tank more than likely, or have some other strategy involved in keeping them alive. And Sith Trooper is the most synergistic tank. So in that sense, if you're going to run a full Sith team and you really want that synergy, it would make more sense to put Sith assassin in or Sith trooper in there than another tank, more than likely. But it remains to be seen. Again, mine's at gear level 8, 3-star, so I can't really make a call because I can't really use it effectively yet.
Ha ha ha.
What do you think with all the other tanks compared to, even though he is more synergistic, does it make more sense to have somebody like a short trooper in there that's got taunt off right away as compared to the Sith trooper?
Well, has anyone had a 7-star Gear 11 Sith trooper backing them yet to see how effective it is? I haven't, and so I don't know.
Yeah, I was just saying.
Yeah, no, I know. I can't even start the theory craft. I mean, it might be. Example, turret is amazing. Don't get me wrong. Everyone at 3 stars is using their turret now. They're getting their turrets and they're gearing them up. And a Gear 11 3-star turret can hit, for almost 40,000 on that one special attack where he swings that stick. I just finally got mine to 7 stars, and he can hit for over 60,000. I mean, what? Another 20,000? I can one-shot a tank after it's been hit a couple of times. So it just, every character goes to another level as OP when they're 7-star Gear 11 max abilities, and so it remains to be seen. I want to play with Sith Trooper, Sith Assassin maxed out. Unfortunately, that wasn't a possibility this last round with the character release, but hopefully next month I'll be able to have some early access and be able to actually do some of that theory crafting on the newest characters as they start to release new characters.
Definitely. That's going to be awesome next month as well. Next month is going to be cool. Can't wait for that. Let's have a look. So, at a level... Sorry, was there something you wanted to say there, Warrior?
Oh, I was just going to say, yeah, and hopefully you're going to be in the Game Changers program with us next month. I'm hoping that all those completions come to a head, so you'll be in that, situation with me as well. That would be really great, so that way you'd have the insight as well.
Definitely, we could battle against each other in the arena.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be fun. The fake arena where everything's OP.
Yeah. Name the video How I've Defeated Warrior from Team Instinct. It'll be cool. It will be cool indeed. So our next question that we've got, at level 74 in Galactic War, is it better to farm ships towards Zetas or get Tebow to a 7-star for heroic ranker? I do need lots of furnaces and droid callers. So that's quite a big question. I can break it down for you guys a little bit more.
Yes, please.
Yep, so it looks like he's a level 74. Is it better for him to farm ships towards Zetas or get Tebow for the ranker? At the moment, he doesn't have lots of gear.
He needs to farm characters. Ships will come afterwards. I mean, you can still... At 74, your whole purpose in life is to get characters. Especially for raiding.
Yeah.
Zetas is the furthest thing from your mind right now because you need just to get characters as high level gear and star rated as possible, and you need certain ones to rank war and beyond. Plus, you have the events too that you're doing. When we talk about this new event, to get the Jedi event, and I can tell you, people I know struggled because they didn't have certain characters, and that's just the way it works. So once you get to a certain level and you've farmed enough characters where you've got your squads for PvP and stuff like that, you can still farm ships here and there. You just have to manage it better, but your focus is not Zetas. Unless, you just want to do that, but you're really going to hurt yourself in the long run if you don't. What's the point of having one Zeta if you don't have any characters that can do raids or anything like that? You've spent all this time and energy at a low level trying to get Zetas, and you don't have a Tebow, or you don't have a Qui-Gon, or you don't have any other character that you can do rank or raids, or after that normal AAT or heroic AAT. So you really need to focus on characters. Your time will come when you can focus exclusively on ships. They ain't going nowhere.
Tebow's been fixed. I mean, Tebow should theoretically start.
No, he hasn't.
Well, he's about to be fixed.
Not even remotely fixed. So, no, he's still buggy.
Well, the update hasn't hit yet, has it?
Yeah.
Oh, it hasn't come out yet. I thought you were replying that the update had happened, and I was like, no, no, he doesn't work still.
No, I'm thinking of the question that if working forwards, if you now have access to an actual working Tebow, then I can see Tebow coming back into Arena and really becoming, a useful character again.
Interesting point of view on that one.
And well, you're mixing up your targets, aren't you? Each time a random ally is going to be stealth, so you're going to go for one, and then he's not going to be there, and you've got all that frustration again.
Yeah, that's true. Or you could go with Darth Maul Zeta.
Well,
Work towards that.
yeah.
Question I've got for you, Mike. Would you swap your Darth Maul Zeta for the newly fixed, brand new Teddy Bear Tebow lead?
That's a really difficult question for me to answer because, first and foremost, Ewoks was my very first synergy. I loved my Ewoks until the level cap. Ewoks were beasts, and if they gave us out a fifth one, I seriously would contemplate abandoning my Maul.
That's dedication.
It really is.
They're aggressive. I mean, they're more aggressive than most things. I think you pointed out, didn't you, that all the skulls that they turn into instruments.
They did try and eat Han Solo and Chewbacca.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, they may look furry, but I wouldn't put my hand near them.
We should have an event with stormtroopers and Ewoks.
That would be cool.
At the end, you just see them. If they win, they start pounding on their heads like drums.
So, have you got any input on that, Warrior? Who would you advise to go for over Tebow or go after ships? The guy is at level 74.
So I'm of a different mindset. I think you and I probably are more aligned. Ships aren't going anywhere, but you also don't want to be left behind there either. And they're giving you ship currency because of your ships. And so if your ships can't compete, you're going to continue to fall further and further behind, and eventually you're just going to be getting like nothing for your currency. So my suggestion would be to divide and conquer. Divide your currency up, and when you have enough to buy some shards of characters you want, buy them, and when you have enough to buy some ships, buy them. And then I would use 100% of your galactic war currency, because that's the fastest way to get ships up on every ship that's in the galactic war. And there are like 70% of the ships or more inside of the galactic war store, and you can get them all level 5-star, 6-star, 7-star really fast in there. And then you maybe just focus on like Slave One or Darth Maul's ship, Scimitar, something like that, as your singular focus, and then pick like one character and one ship that you want to get out of the store, and focus one on each. And because you want to be able to do the Zeta ability map material challenge, because if you don't, it will really be a long time before you are going to Zeta people, and people are Zetaing people, so you got to kind of keep up with the Joneses in this game, or you do get left behind and you'll have to start all over, or you'll just never be competitive. So I divide and conquer and do both at the same time. It does slow you down a little initially, but it eventually, it's like a ship. It starts slow in the water, but once those propellers get you going forward, you're actually going to find yourself ahead of the game down the road.
Yeah, I would personally do ships, because I do feel that the Zetas are far more superior and important than Tebow, because you could still Zeta Darth Vader in the long run. Tebow's not the easiest to gear. He needs quite a few Cabantes as well. And he does need a lot of raid gear, but it depends on what kind of guild you're in. If you've got a guild where they're already smashing the Rancor to pieces, Tebow probably isn't going to make a huge difference, because it's what you've got with Tebow that counts, like Qui-Gon Jinn, Rex, someone that can put speed down. Them sort of characters are what makes that kind of team work. Tebow on his own, he's going to work to a degree, but you're still going to need somebody else to start getting that, turn meter reduction in the team for you to score high. But it depends what kind of guild you're on, if you're doing even heroic raids at the moment. But it is definitely worth getting him. But out of the two, I do find ships are more important, and it's going to be a lot easier, especially on the shard that you're on, to get these kind of Zetas now. Like start working towards them now and have them all prepared. Instead of waiting until you've done Tebow, because even with the Tebow fix, there's so many other characters now that can solo the Rancard. Tebow's just one of those options that you could use.
Okay. Great.
Well,
yeah.
Can I say something as well?
Yeah, sure, go for it.
Because Warrior, you actually gave, it's my opinion as well what you said, but what I do is I try to split a bit. Like you have 3 ships in Galactic War, so they're kind of common ships, and if I see one of the rarer ones like Umbaran, then I go for that, and I did, even when I didn't have the possibility to do Zeta. And I myself did the Zeta challenge when I was level 78, so it's possible, and with level 2 I could Zeta a character. So it really depends what you want to do, how you prioritize. And as you said, the Scimitar and Slaves, if they are in shipments, of course you have to go for them. But they never turn up in GW. So Tibu, if you do a Galactic War, I mean, you get more than 400 tokens. So you can split your tokens and say, I'm going for 400 for Tibu and for 400 for a ship.
Yeah,
Definitely.
The other thing, of course, is that you also got to kind of divide it into threes, because you're going to need your mods, because ships are also mod dependent. You want the highest level mods you have to actually enhance the ship's functionality.
Yeah, so, but they don't need to be the best mods. Just 5 stars.
Oh, yeah, but you need those mods as well. So I mean, I'm sorry, I know I'm switching in slightly away from it, but you kind of need to approach it on 3 fronts. That you need the shards, but you also need the power behind them, which seems to be the mods.
There's on Reddit, there's a breakdown of how the ship's power comes into play and how the character's power is equated. I was planning on doing a video of that. It's very convoluted, and I'm not sure I could even project it through. But essentially, 65% of your total power from a character that's imported comes from your gear. So gear 11 is way more important than anything else, but the star rate is relatively powerful as well. And then the mods are kind of an afterthought. You get, 10, 20, 30, 40 parts. So you can get a few extra points by going from 4 dot to 5 dot, and it's a little, but the majority, the bulk of your power is going to come from your gear. So if your character's gear 7 versus gear 11, your ship's going to be, 12,000 instead of 16,000. So the gear is the most important. And of course, we all know that in the game for characters as far as arena.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So the next question that we've got, this one's directly for Bella. Are you a dark side Jedi or a light side Jedi?
That's a good question. I think I'm a grey Jedi.
A grey Jedi.
He's the Bendu.
Yeah, the
so
thing
good.
is, you have to be in balance in this game. You can't just concentrate on the light side, and you can't just concentrate on the dark side. If you do so, you lose. Because with everyone going now dark side, I'm just waiting for the next new release of light side characters, and then people will jump and go to the light side again. So what I do is I try to have it balanced. And personally, I find it much more interesting to have a little bit of both.
Definitely. Yeah, no, definitely. I think I've got now with all these Sith reworks, I've got a good side of collection of both light side and dark side at the moment.
Yeah, but in my arena, people are going dark side. I don't know how it is in your arena. There's only a few rebel teams left, and most people go to dark side.
But Rebels controlled the tail end of summer into winter. I mean, they had a really strong run, arena meta-wise, didn't they?
Yeah. They did. A good 6 months? Or around about it?
And they're still there. I mean, I fought Wigs today. Top 10.
Definitely. Yeah, no, I do have them on my arena shard as well. They're probably going to come back once Sharut Emway is farmable. Then you're probably going to see a new surge of Rebels, you know. We could see Jedi Luke. I don't know how much it will happen.
Every time you bring that up. I mean, come on.
But no, this, in my opinion, what they're doing right now fits perfectly into bringing Jedi Luke. You know, if they don't do it, then they're missing a golden opportunity. You know, we're buffing the Sith, they buff the Jedi, but the catch is we're buffing the Jedi. They bring in Jedi Luke. That's going to be that bridge between Rebels, making them more meta viable, and Jedi. You know, it's going to be a cross between the two.
You know what I'm wondering about the how in honor of Carrie Fisher that Leia was going to have something, and we're still waiting on that. I mean, she's a rebel. If they do, personally, I feel that it should be something on Princess rather than a new character, because everyone would have farmed her to some degree.
I don't know what's happening with that. I know it was mentioned that it would be something they would like to do when it was commented by a dev on Reddit, but this was before Christmas. But like they said, it could take them months and months to kind of do something with a character. It's kind of like a big preparation. They can't just make a change. It has to be tested, checked. You know, it has to be authorized. So, you know, it could be the case that they may have asked for it to be changed, or thingy, but everything has to be authorized by Lucas, is my understanding like that. Any character that's main canon would have to have the final say by Lucas.
Which is why my hope is that it is actually Princess that they do, rather than like the Hoth or a new one.
Well, she was still a princess then, wasn't she? In Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah.
And same as in Return of the Jedi, it was just more she was known as General Leia in Force Awakens. But she was still a princess. That heritage would never change. She just took up a new title because she was then the General of the Resistance. Let's have a look. So we're going to go on to the next question. Is there any input that you wanted to put in at all, Warrior? Because you're a little bit quiet there, buddy.
Oh, it's all right. Go for it. Go to the next question.
Yeah, I'm looking for it. What about you, Ranger?
I'm drinking coffee and wait for the next question.
Sure. So, this is what I've got a question to you guys. I don't live in the States, right? And
Well, we do. Good. Okay.
yeah. So,
far,
it's a question.
Me and Warrior,
I-
get all the Americans.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, that's it. I got to ask you this question because it is something that I'm always wondering. My name's Smithie D. Okay.
Right.
I see a lot of people say it's spelt with a double F. How is my name pronounced over in the US?
Smithy.
Okay.
What? I'm not. What? Smith is Smith no matter where you go.
I
You
was
have
just
it
wondering.
spelled Smithie D, so I say Smithie D.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, because I have a lot of people spell it with a double F.
A double F, Smithy?
Yeah. So
Are they illiterate?
So no, so what they're doing is it's a nickname they're giving you. It's a term of endearment. It's not really them making fun of you, and if they are, it's more lighthearted. basically it's like, Smithie with a double F, Smithie D. I have actually seen that, and that's just them being silly. Hey, Smithie D, Smithie D, and that's because of probably your English accent. It kind of comes out as Smithy. Hey, that's Smithy D. So I think that they're being lighthearted with you. I don't really think anyone's trying to be a jerk about it, but I think that's where that comes from. It really just means that they are having fun and like you. Hey, if they didn't say anything at all, might actually be a bigger problem, right?
Yeah, definitely. Well, I was just wondering because I don't know that I know there's definitely words that over in the UK is said differently to how it is in the US, and I was just wondering, does Smithy D, how I spell it and how it's said over here, does it actually mean the same in the US? Because you have a lot of silent T's.
Yeah, no, it absolutely sounds the same, but you actually say it where it sounds like there's two F's.
Fair
Which is
enough.
why, because of your accent, because of your English accent, it does come out kind of like that. So I think as Americans, we can pick up on your accent, and so they're just having fun. They're like, oh, he's saying Smithy D, Smithy D.
Leave me alone, guys. Stop making fun of me. Right, so we've got a next question. There's a lot of comments, and I found a question. I think I have anyway. Okay, so what we've got here: would Nihilus work in other teams other than Sith? Who wants to take this one? No takers?
I'm thinking.
I'm wondering why you would want to.
He might not have Sith.
True. You're gonna need like a Baze or a Shore Trooper. He's gonna need a lot of protection.
I guess the big issue is that you ideally want to be running him in a debuff team, and my video with Darth Nihilus, you do not get to use Annihilate much. You're lucky if you get to use it in one match. It depends what you've got around your team, of course, but if your team is all as good as Nihilus is, then Nihilus isn't going to equally be able to use his kind of last ability. Even with the reduction, it's very rare. You'll be lucky if you try and make the battle last for like 4 minutes by just attacking random kind of characters instead of killing them, then yeah, you'll do it. But if you're going in for the kills on their main characters, then you're probably not going to get to have Annihilate go off often. So he is a great character, and he's great to have on in your team, but your team shouldn't be focusedly be about Nihilus. Because
Ooh.
So I look at it a little bit different. I see Nihilus as kind of like fives. So
Yeah.
fives, if he's a non-taunting tank and he's got some cool abilities. If you've got fives in any team, he's relatively viable. But obviously in a clone team, he's just amazing. He's even better than he normally is. And I see, obviously Nihilus in a Sith team, that's optimal. But you could have any kind of a team where you have Nihilus there as kind of a non-taunting tank. And what I mean by that is you make him as buffy as, buff him up as much as possible. And then he's got that dispel on basic, kind of like Sunfac does. So you can use him for that. That would be an excellent purpose, but you'd really have to probably get some speed up on him and some potentially tenacity to make sure that he's not stunned all the time, and use him for that purpose. And plus he just scares people, so he's going to be a distraction technique, and they'll know, man, he's got that Annihilate coming, so they might focus on him, which is kind of like a tank. Tanks force you to focus on them. He'll force them to focus on him without actually having a taunt, and then you can run him with other people. So I see him kind of as a fives. He's independent, he could run anywhere. He's got the dispel on basic, which is great, but I don't know if that would be optimal, obviously, because obviously with other Sith, he just becomes much, much, much overpowered. And if you can protect him long enough, his Annihilate will happen. And kind of like any battle, 5 against 4 is always better. I mean, if you're 3 against 2, it's going to be 3 against 1. So wherever you're at in the battle, it's going to happen. And if you have a debuff team, that Annihilate, it will probably happen on turn 3. As opposed to turn 8, and so you'll probably get to use it at least once to finish the match, which is pretty awesome.
Definitely.
I'm just wondering if you to put him in, say, switch out First Order Stormtrooper and put him as the 5th of an all First Order because of all the assists. You theoretically you would actually accelerate his Annihilate. if you can get him turning over.
Yeah, you could. I guess the ways that you look at it, if Nihilus is in a Sith team where your Sith team have all been hammered and he's the last couple left, and like Warrior said, that Annihilate then is going to come into play because it's going to make the battle last longer, and that's where you're going to really see it. But if your team's as equally as good as that of Nihilus, then the main thing that I use him for is that Drain Force at the beginning to increase the cooldowns. I think that's more viable for me and my team doing that because it means I don't have to run Boba Fett for that ability block. That's how I see it, and you can get that quite a bit. If you put some counter attack on him through a General Kenobi or another character that can kind of spread that, then it's going to be insane how many times you can Drain Force.
Yeah, I was quite surprised that the Amigas actually, with the cooldown reductions, I was quite surprised they threw that in.
Has anyone else got any more input on Nihilus before we move on?
Nope.
No.
Yeah, we got a good question here. When is a Luke with a green lightsaber coming?
He's here, look, I can see him.
Someone's trolling. Please. God.
Okay.
Sweet God. No.
So the question we've got, again, another Darth Nihilus. What's a good squad to put Darth Nihilus with? We've got a Dooku, Vader, Maul, Sith Trooper, Sidious, and Savage.
I kind of like the team you got running, Smithie, that video you did with Kenobi and stuff. I think a combination of those would work pretty well. You just need to have a tank up to make sure that you're protecting them. But I kind of like the idea of Palpatine. I mean, when I looked at your team, we were talking about this even before the stream. What did we say? Nihilus with Maul, Sidious. You're running Kylo Ren, and then a tank. You're running Kenobi. That's a pretty damn good team for Nihilus. But a combination of something like that, if you don't have like one of those characters, maybe like say if you didn't have Kylo Ren, who would you substitute him out for, Smith? You were saying that's Savage or somebody like that.
Yeah.
So
Savage.
there's a lot of different ways you can go with it.
Savage, B2, anyone like that really. The only problem you've got is putting B2. The squad that I run in my video is pretty much well designed that it's balanced throughout. I did a lot of thinking of how to run, what to do, and it's balanced in all areas. That if one falls, my team isn't going to fold. Like if Darth Maul gets killed, then I've still got Kylo Ren. Kylo Ren can still do a lot of damage. Kylo Ren's still hard to kill. But if I take Kylo Ren out of that team and put B2 in, then it's going to lose that kind of AoE attacks. It's going to lose that damage where I could just, how my team's set up, I've got Nihilus that's going to dispel on his basic, but I could also kind of like steamroll through teams because there's so much going on, so much AoEs that are going on, so I could just steamroll. But the issue then again is if I do put Savage in, he is going to cleanse Maul, but I don't know yet if he's going to be a more viable option than Kylo Ren because still Kylo Ren is still powerful, and even with a Zeta on him, he's even more powerful. And I do think Kylo Ren does fit that team great, but I still don't have a proper cleanser like a Barriss sort of character, which a Zeta Savage would offer.
Yeah.
I love my Savage. He timed. I was shown a screenshot. 1 minute 33 left in arena. All I had left was Savage against Zol, Savage, and Imwe, I believe, and it timed out.
Right, we've got that sounds it's pretty cool time match. I wonder if that will bring back the time match because I've seen some of your videos where Savage just keeps taking a beat in, comes back, heals, turn meter, dispels, pretty decent stuff.
It's wonderful. I love the reworks on the Siths.
Yeah, they are awesome.
I'm running in arena at the moment. Zol, Savage, Nihilus, Palpatine, and my cleanser is Kenobi. That's. I haven't checked in a few hours, but I got up to third.
Have you thought about running Darth Sidious instead of Emperor Palpatine?
I am actually. Yeah, he's a bit quicker. I'm also. Yeah, I'm gonna. I've got 2 Galactic Wars to run today, so I'm gonna be trialing Nihilus and Dooku.
Definitely. Well, with Nihilus, if you didn't already know, that his Annihilate will reset every battle that you go into on the Galactic War node.
Yeah, I saw that. That's a bit. Nah.
Yeah.
That's just mean.
Can imagine that.
That's actually broken. It has to be because everybody's abilities carry over, or otherwise they should be resetting everybody's abilities like we've been requesting from a long time. And we wouldn't need a basics only on auto battle if they didn't reset. You know, if they reset every time, we wouldn't need the basics only. But the basics only we need because we need to reset our cooldowns.
Yeah.
So why are they resetting his one cooldown and not everybody else's? That has to be a bug, and if they have to address that. Because that's kind of a big deal. That's not kind of, it is a big deal.
Yeah, the dev said that it's working as intended, because it's when you enter any encounter, it starts on a cooldown, like an 8 cooldown, like ships would with the Slave One, for example. It works kind of like exactly like that.
I'm not. Does Cody work the same way then?
Does it start on a cooldown?
Oh. Yeah. I can't check at the moment, but I thought it did. Maybe I'm wrong.
I haven't got Cody yet, so I don't really know, so I won't be able to check. Is a question, or kind of like a question for us, and it's: have we seen something? Did we read? There was a hilarious post on Reddit a while ago about new characters, and somebody wanted Carbonite Han Solo.
I like that.
I wonder what his special ability would be. Stand still.
Lose him when he stands sideways? I don't know.
His special move, carbonated. Oh well. Right.
Oh, I liked. Was it Padawan Visa? That.
What? Sorry.
Mastercard and Padawan Visa.
Catchy.
That one takes it for me.
What if it was Peter Griffin when they redid when he unfreezes and he just starts farting? Like, oh, I'm sorry, that's been all there for a while. It'd be like his special ability. It'd be cool if they did have some of the Family Guy, Stu as Lord Vader in here as a character you can get.
Haha. Right, so we've got this question. I'm going to throw this one at Warrior. So you ready, Warrior?
I am ready.
Good. So, I'm currently struggling to decide on who to focus on next. Palpatine at Gear 11, TIE Fighter Pilot Gear 11, Shore Trooper Gear 10, Boba Fett Gear 10. He's got a Sunfac and a Vader at Gear 10. I could finish gearing Boba, Shore or Vader to Gear 11, or gear Darth Nihilus, Trooper, Maul, or Sidious. Which approach do you recommend, Warrior?
Well, it really depends kind of on what his arena team is. I mean, he's got a lot. Everything he mentioned needs to go eventually up. So everything he mentioned is a great character, and so it depends on what he's using in his arena. And this is my thought on it, and this is just how I look at it.
Yeah.
Who's your squishiest? Whatever is your squishiest character, that's the one you should probably put the gear into first, because it makes them slightly more durable, so you get more viability out of the arena from them. So, you know, if Emperor Palpatine is your squishiest, or Boba Fett's your squishiest now, then you probably should invest in those first. Shore Trooper at 10 is still better than Palpatine at 10 kind of thing. So you want to make sure that you're focusing on trying to create durability and, you know, all of them eventually, but it really depends on who you're running. So, but if you're not running EP, then why would you put that in them? Put that piece into somebody that you're using in arena. Arena gets you your crystals, and that's most important.
Definitely. Yeah, like mods can make up for a difference in gear level, but I'd probably say Bulba first because of his ship as well, and starships. So you're kind of getting both, two for the price
Yeah,
of
that's
like
a
price
great
of one.
idea. That's actually excellent. Always look at that duality. If they're running a ship and they're arena viable, that's probably the highest priority. That's an excellent point, Smithy.
That's what I'd probably do then. I'd only really work on Nihilus if I was running a debuffing team. But it depends on where you're going to put him in your team. You know, if you've got a great selection, I wouldn't drop Tie Fighter Pilot for Nihilus in an Empire team. Tie Fighter Pilot
Stop.
hits too hard to be kind of subbed out.
Sunfac's a ship tank as well.
He is indeed. He is indeed.
So if you need extra defense in your ships to kind of give you the chance to win a match, then he's also.
Definitely. Alright, so we're going to have a look. Right, so we're probably going to leave it at that. We're going to go over now our channel. So I want to thank everybody for attending in chat and the guys on the panel. Always, every week, doing a fantastic job. You know, so where can we find you, Warrior? Where can everyone find you?
You can find me on YouTube at Warrior from Team Instinct.
Fantastic. So I've also got the links to Warrior's channel in the description. So if you would like to, please make sure that you do check out his channel. He's got some great videos, and make sure that most of all that you subscribe, because you're going to get live notifications, updates of when he posts a video. And this is something, unlike myself, I put a lot of stuff on Reddit. I put it out. I believe just Warrior, do you just put it mostly on your channel, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much everything I do is on my channel. I very rarely, if ever, I think the only video I've ever on video about because I know mods were such a point of contention for a massive 45-minute video. And then someone posted a comment of my speed secondaries mod video. And that's it. Everything I haven't posted on that. I don't think that's a problem to do that. I know you can get in trouble doing that, do it the wrong way. I don't really know what the right way is, so I try to keep myself out of trouble by just keeping my channel grows, and if not,
Yeah.
I know you're a little. I know what you should or shouldn't do, or how to post it, stuff. So that's you for doing that. I just kind of do my thing.
Yeah, man. We can go over it, and I can let you know how you do it, or like when you post stuff. So I'll go over that, and I'll let you know how to do
It's
that.
also honestly a lot more time to sit in the forums and read everything. And I'm working today. I'm going to work for 14 hours. I know, kind of like, do I want to come home and talk to my wife? Or do I want to go into forums? And obviously, I'm not going to go into forums. I'm got a family I want to take, hang out with and stuff. So sometimes you got to cut things. And I really enjoy YouTube. I really enjoy the game. But it's all about balance in life. So I'm trying to do that. But I'm having some fun. I know I posted a couple wacky and crazy videos this week. People are like, why did you do that? Why not? Why wouldn't I? I'm just trying to have a little fun. Those videos are going to get hated on, which is fine. I'm okay with that. Actually, my one video, I had a dream. I woke up. I had a dream that old Daka was conducting. She was conducting over and over and over. And then I had, Jawas sitting next to her like, and then that day we did that event. They let you take Daka and Jawas. And so I was like, oh, this is good. And in my dream, they were playing baseball and they were at a rave. And it's like the weirdest dream ever, right? So I just made a 45-second video of my dream. And it looks like I'm on acid. But I don't do drugs. But I just had fun with it. And I got, of course, Underworld Police to 7 stars. Because why not, right? He's the last character in the arena shipments, and so I just, I'm kind of like Pokemon, collect them all, and so I'm at that point where there's nobody else in arena shipments, so I'm going to go ahead and finish them off. But people are going to either like it or not, and I don't really care. It's me. It's who I am, so that's why I post those weird and wacky things. But yeah, if you want some of the newest updates and some videos, you're going to have to deal with the occasional wackiness of my channel.
Definitely, and you're part of the Game Changers program as well. So you're one of those one of those guys, say so to speak, the go-to guy when it comes to all the new updates. You're going to have all the information.
I try, they're working out some kinks, but yes, I'm a part of the Game Changers program, and like I said, you're probably going to be as well. But the whole process is being worked on. They're trying to evolve it. And I think the biggest misinformation is a lot of people see us early access and they think that somehow that we're getting something they're not. The only thing we're getting is early access to make a video. But we don't get to keep anything that we get to utilize. It's all given back to them. So the only thing we gain is knowledge and education, which we're in turn sharing with the entire community. So we're not holding anything back. We have to have access to it a little bit early, so we have to produce a video, and that takes time. So I think a lot of people who are just in this kind of spending now where everybody's like, everything has to be fair to everyone all the time, and it's not the case. They are a business and they want to have some people promoting their new products and things like that. So they give us early access so we can, benefit the community by bringing out that education. And if you've heard me, I don't agree with Apple Game all the time. I'm surprised I'm actually still in the Game Changers program because I'm often saying don't buy. And they're giving me all this access and they could just shut me off and they don't. So I actually respect them more for that because they're not trying to silence me. They're allowing me my voice, and I appreciate that more than anything because I need that if I'm going to be, telling people about the game. So yeah, so proud to them on that. I'm not going to always agree with them and I do what you guys. But yeah, I enjoy it, and I love this stream. This is actually what I look forward to most all week long. It's just the socialization, answering questions, things like that.
Definitely, it's awesome. We love having you on here. You've been here since day one.
Yep, day one. Day one, man. I feel like a co-host at least, anyway.
Yep. So we're going to move over to Ranger. Ranger, there is no Grande Patron. Where is Grande today? He seems to be missing a lot these days.
Yeah, I think that his government Wi-Fi stealing has caught up to him. He had to go in front of Congress and testify to what was going on. I think it was a subcommittee of hearing on what's been going on with him. This week was pretty busy for him, so he wasn't on our stream. He was a little bit on Urban stream last night, which I was trying to jump all over him and give him a hard time. But yeah, we are Reality Skewed Gamers. We stream a lot of stuff. The big show's on Wednesdays, which of course Smithie's on, joining us with the whole crew. We cover all the latest Star Wars news, which seems to pop right about the time we start our stream. So it seems lately every Wednesday we get on there and like a slew of new stuff has come out. And really what we do is we break down all the new information, just have a lot of fun. On Sundays we talk about ships with Mage Ducky. Normally on the Saturdays we do an arena PvP. You were on there last weekend, Smithy, where we just break down PvP on the stream with me and Grande, where we just talk about the PvP arena and your teams and stuff like that and break stuff down. So we got a lot of stuff going on, and you can find us at Reality Skewed Gamers. I think you've got a link in the description below. And come check us out. We do a lot of fun stuff over there. We just be goofy, have a blast. Everybody has me trying to buy packs all the time because once you buy one on a live stream, forever will it haunt your destiny because that's all they asked me to do. But like we just did a draft where we had 8 of us? God, it was a lot of us, and we basically each picked a 5-man squad. And currently, we have seen who picked the best squad for PvP and stuff like that. So, check us out. Give us a like, give us a thumbs up. Check out our videos, and come join us on the streams on Wednesdays because we have a blast. My only regret is that we can't have Warrior Bella on during that time because we usually run it late. Warrior's a workaholic, and Bella's, her time slot doesn't quite work for her. But we got to figure something out because then we want both of them on there. So we'll think about it and try to see what we can do.
I'm gonna have to try to make it work in a couple of months because then you have what's his face on all the time? Triple Mortwalk.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Urban Blaster. Yeah, you have him on all the time, and I haven't got to do anything with him. He was one of my favorites early on when I first started watching YouTube. He's just comical. So,
He was doing for the stream. He was every time we picked a character, he would say something. We were in tears while we were doing it. We picked somebody, and like they do on ESPN where they're doing the draft and saying something, like he would just put one of his sayings out there, and we would just be cracking up. So yeah, definitely check it out because Urban's a hoot, man. When he's on, he's uh he's something else. But we got a really good crew of characters over there, and we could pretty much cover and break down everything because we've got a lot of people like Smithie and Mage Ducky and everybody that can really break stuff down, especially with new content coming out in theory crafting and what this means and everything like that. So yeah, definitely.
Thanks for that, man. And Bella, are you still making? Are you going to make a YouTube channel yet? We ask you
Yes, of
this every
course.
week.
I didn't get the last bit.
Are you going to make a YouTube channel?
I'm actually thinking about it, but it's not so easy because I think I should look for a new format and not just a Me Too. And so I haven't found the time to work on that. And also, as you know, I never done that before, so the technical side, I have to look into that as well.
That's what I'm here for, Bella. You just let me know. I'll break it down for you.
Ah, that's cool.
Yeah,
Thanks.
me too. I'm doing it the hard way. Everybody else that I know that does it right, like Arnold and Mobile Gamer, they're using iPads and Macs, and I guess that is just like plug and play simplistic. I'm an idiot and I have Android, so I record most
Hmm.
of my stuff on a cell phone or a tablet, and that's variable rate. And then I have to do conversion through a software program called Handbrake to a constant rate, and then I've got to take it into Adobe Premiere Pro, and I've got to hack it up and try and
And
add
we're
my special
cross-eyed.
effects. And so here I am. I'm like 4 to 6 hours in on every video, or I just do a simple record, slap a beginning and an ending on, and call it good. And so I wish I had an easier way, but I have struggled through all of those complications, and so I at least have a pathway to help people out if they are on Android and need some of those questions answered.
Cool. Thanks.
Thanks for it. And
Yeah.
Mike, last but not very least.
Thank you, Smithy. I have a channel. It's Mike Hunt. Um, yep,
Uh,
yeah. That I
every
think
time
that's the
I
second
swear,
time
every
I've
time.
ever said my name.
Well, we did the other day. I think you were in our stream, and someone said Mike Hunt, and I was like, "Oh no, is that a typo?"
Yeah.
Well, I guess
Um,
it's only if you've got a terrible mind that you'd think the worst of
well,
it.
I
exactly.
do
It's a
have a
good, it's a
terrible
good,
mind.
it's a good healthy
Let's
name
be
like
honest.
Ethan Hunt. You know.
No, look. We all have terrible minds. I just open about it. Okay, that's embracing the dark side.
It is a dark
So
month. It is February.
it is. So uh, it's primarily my main account. I have a second account. I run that as well. His name is York.
York.
Yep.
Just York.
No, York Hunt.
Okay.
So as you can tell, I'm a serious gamer. Actually, no, I am a serious
Ah,
gamer. I just need humor in there as well. And my channel is I do various things. I do mod farming, upgrading mods. Um, I do the various challenges, show people what they're going to face if they haven't got there yet. Um, and a lot of arena. I'm very fortunate to be in a strong arena. Um, I've got one of the top players in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes on my shard, and it's always fabulous to try and slug it out with him. Um, Ships, I'm doing pretty well. I'm in the top 10 in my ships. I've got Chris Chaos Warrior. Do you know Chris?
Yeah, I know Chris.
Yeah.
I
So
know
so
who he is.
Chris is on
Yeah,
my
I know Chris. Chris
Chris is
Chaos.
on.
Yeah, I talk to Chris all the time.
He's a great guy. Yeah, we chat. He's on my ship shard. So yeah, so ships are interesting. I go bored every time I play it because I get so far and then oh yeah. Yeah. So what I'm really saying is, I think my channel is kind of a reflection of me and my gaming experiences, and wherever I can, I try to give back. I try to, if I'm asked to do something and I can, it's within my powers, I'll showcase something. I'll run a squad that somebody wants, and so on. Yeah. And
Cool.
leave all the advice to you guys.
Thanks, man. So, I'm going to be working on some more Dark Nihilus videos. I've already got one on my channel now, so if you do want to see a Gear 11 3-star Dark Nihilus in the arena, slugging it out, then please make sure that you do check that out. I'm going to have an in-depth look at Dark Nihilus later on, and I've also got, what I'm going to be working on is the top 10 kind of most wanted characters from the list that I provided. So that's going to take a little bit more time to build, because there's a lot of things that need to be built in there. I've already got the results, I've already closed the survey, but there's a lot of kind of like tinkering that I'm going to need to do to it. Like, what do I put in it for the animations of the characters? Do I use footage, pictures, and so forth? So it's a lot of data I need to collect from that, from each different kind of scene for the character, and make sure it comes under the fair use rule of YouTube. So it's not a like a minute long of a character in a scene. It's going to have to be all chopped up. So it takes a while to do those kind of like sorts of videos. But that is everything I'm currently working on. There's probably going to be videos that I'm going to do, and sometimes I'll just wake up in the morning and get a light bulb on top of my head. I'm like, ding, and that'll be a good video. Or have a dream like Warrior of old Darker, you know. But thank you very much for coming, guys. We come here every week, and we'll all see you next week.
See you guys later. Warrior.
Bye, guys.
Thank you for having me.